I'm really excited today because I have Gulf Coast Smoked Fish Company in the kitchen. We're about to hit New Year's and it's a perfect time for brunch. I want you to introduce you to Chef Howard. What are you making today?
Today we're going to make our eggs Benedict with smoked salmon. It's actually a cross or a marriage of eggs Sardou with artichoke bottoms and eggs Benedict Royale with the smoked salmon.
It's home run in two different styles, right?
It's easy to make, great to look at, and delicious to eat.
And I'll be the judge of that because I'll certainly be eating. So stay with us. We'll be here all day with Gulf Coast Smoked Fish Company, and you're going to learn a lot about them. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Howard, let's get started on this great eggs Benedict.
Okay. We're going to try to do all of this simultaneously before we actually put it on the plate. So we're warming our artichoke bottoms, which are going to be the base of the dish.
Excuse me, and you can get those either canned or frozen you're
Canned
using?
or frozen,
okay,
yes.
good.
We're also warming our hollandaise. You can buy this prepared. You can also find easy recipes to do this in a blender.
And I have it right on mysuncoast.com, actually, if you look back on recipes. Really easy way to make it in the blender.
Had I known, you'd have saved me a lot of work. We made this from scratch. We're poaching our eggs, and when we come back, we're going to put this all together. We're going to top it with some salmon roe caviar.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a very elegant and very easy dish for you to prepare for brunch or for whatever occasion you think you might want it to.
Now, we still have plenty of time to talk about the different smoked fish that you're making over at your company. So let's get right in there and tell us.
Sure. This, of course, is our maple glazed smoked salmon. While it's in the smoking process, about every 20 or 25 minutes, we glaze it with natural maple syrup. And that's what we're using as the base for this Benedict.
Perfect.
This is our sable. Sable is a very fine, very expensive, and very rare fish. We treat it very delicately. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Then we have our lox, and the last item we have is our Arctic char. To my knowledge, we're the only ones doing Arctic char. Arctic char, the best way I can describe it is if you took salmon and whitefish, put them together and mix them with butter, it would taste just like Arctic char.
That's the perfect description, and I got a chance to try the Arctic char, and it was wonderful. So stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to put the eggs Benedict all together with the wonderful smoked salmon. We'll talk a little bit about the bagels, too. I mean, I am in heaven here, and you will be, too. We'll be right back. Howard, let's compose this wonderful brunch dish.
Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of this hollandaise onto the plate.
Oh, yeah. I like
base.
that. Okay.
As a base for our dish. And we'll just put a spoonful there right in the middle. Then we're going to take our artichoke bottoms.
Drain that off a little bit. Okay. Perfect. That makes a nice little cup for the eggs, doesn't it?
Now we're going to take our poached eggs.
And you're smart because you're using one of these old school traditional poached egg holders, and it really works.
Well, not only that, what it does is it gives us the egg in a great shape.
Yeah, you're right. And its presentation's 3/4 of it, right? There you go. Okay. And I bet they'll be on sale today if you're going out for some of those shopping after the holiday sales. Great. Okay, so
now we're going to put some more hollandaise.
Yes, you
but
will.
I want to make this right for you, Judy.
Okay.
So let me get this back up
Okay,
here.
and don't worry if it slides off. I'm not picky as long as it tastes really good.
Well, good.
We'll just leave it. Okay, more hollandaise, and I love that about a sauce. I always feel like I didn't get enough if it's just on top, so by putting just a little bit in the base, it's like with each bite, you're gonna get that flavorful hollandaise sauce with you.
Now, what sets this dish apart and what makes it really special is we put a little bit of salmon roe caviar.
Oh yeah, and I have to tell you, I was sharing earlier, my grandniece, who's 3 years old, asks for caviar every day, so I think she's gonna love this dish.
And then we garnish it with long chives.
Yeah, beautiful.
And there's your presentation.
But wait a minute. What about
forgot
the
the
fish?
fish.
I mean, you own the Gulf Coast Smoked Fish Company.
Which is
I
why
think your wife would be a little bit annoyed if you didn't put the fish on. You know what? You're perfect just to leave it just like that. Let's get some more of that, though. And you said you're using your smoked salmon.
Yes, our smoked salmon is...
You can just stick it right on the side, and I would be happy with that. So your smoked salmon that you cured...
Our smoked salmon, we cure first. We cure it in brown sugar.
And I'm taking some.
And sea salt or kosher salt. Any kind of salt that doesn't have iodine added to it. We don't use any pink salt or any chemicals in the process. Once it goes into the cure, we put weight on top of it, so that it squeezes the extra water out of the dish, out of the fish. And what we try to do after we take the fish out of the water is get the water out of the fish.
Exactly. It makes total sense. Now, if you want the recipe, come back. I'll tell you how, and then I get to taste it. We'll even let you know where to find some great bagels. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And welcome back. Let's go over the dish again, Howard.
Okay, if you remember, we started with a base of the hollandaise sauce, and then we took the artichoke bottom. And what I would recommend with the artichoke bottom is take a little extra time, cut it so that it's flat, so that you don't have the issue that we had earlier.
It slid around a little bit, but I didn't care. It just sopped up more hollandaise that way.
Then we put the salmon on top of the artichoke bottom. We put the poached egg on top of the salmon. We put a little more hollandaise on top of that.
Yeah.
Then the salmon roe caviar, and just a little garnish with the fresh chives.
And if people want to be able to get all your delicious smoked salmon and bagels, what's your website?
Our website is gcsmokedfish.com. We also will have retail availability for this week only on the premises of Shap's Bagels at 1979 Northgate Boulevard. We'll be there from 10 to 4 starting tomorrow through New Year's.
Sounds great. Now you know where to go, and we'll have it on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining page. You'll get the recipe, a lot more information, and you'll be able to make it and buy it too. Thanks, Howard.
Thank you, Judy.